Hey there, it's Lauren from Rustic Honey. Welcome. Today it is so good to be home, sweet home. We are done with our summer travels after doing a quick little vacation this week. We did a little traveling down south with some family, and I'll be sure to show you some of our trip. And we are back home today trying to just get back into the routine of things, but it feels so good to be home and do a little bit of a homemaking. So I thought I'd bring you along with me this morning. We are making some pancakes and we are going to eat on the back porch. That is something I feel like we haven't done as much as I wanted to this summer. That's usually something we do constantly, it seems like, but a lot of times we'll eat breakfast because that's the coolest time of day to eat outside. But after a really hot week in Arkansas, we actually came back up north, and here it is actually really beautiful out. So we had a little bit of a cold front move through, and we're praying for a little bit of rain. So we're going to eat on the back porch and enjoy the cooler weather this morning. Now, I know I'm probably not the only mom that's doing this in her head, but at this time of the year, I always start to think about what we didn't do this summer that I wanted to do, or how the summer in some way didn't go the way I thought it would, almost as if we've romanticized this perfect summer in our minds of all the things we were going to do. And I am very intentional. I think if you've been watching this channel, you remember that list we made at the beginning of the summer of the things we wanted to do and activities we wanted to do or the meals we wanted to make. And while we did do a lot of that list, it's easy for me to slip into the mindset thinking we didn't do enough of it, or I focus on the things that we didn't get to instead of looking at how much we did accomplish this summer or how much we did get to experience. Now, next week, we still have a full week of summertime, and that's usually a very special week here. So I'm looking forward to knocking a couple more things off of that bucket list. But this week, we're all about just coming home and getting our house reset again. I feel like we've just been resetting. That's been a common theme this summer, is to run around and then come home and reset. But what a wonderful thing that has been. You know, the phrase, distance makes the heart grow fonder. I feel like that is so true about being home as well, or at least it is for me and my husband. We are definitely homebodies, and just after a few days of vacation, we are always ready to come back home into our own creative space and get to work on the things that we love. Now, as my mom would say, we're going to break out the fine china this morning for breakfast here on the table. We have some paper goods left over from vacation, so I'm going to pull out the paper plates and all the easy things this morning. We'll make our life a little bit easier as we clean up and unpack from our trip. But we were able to stay in a beautiful, large home in Arkansas, just past the Missouri border, and it was a great time away with my sister and her family. There was a pool and a hot tub and a game room, so my kids were completely content for the week. I have to say, one of my favorite parts was breakfast outside with the view of the lake there. The pictures don't even do it justice. It was really gorgeous. A lot of food packed along with us, so I took some time to organize everything and put it in the cabinets in the kitchen, and I had to laugh at myself because I've just come to love making a home no matter where I go. I'm also at the age where I appreciate different appliances. So I had to take a video of this refrigerator because I thought it was really cool with the snack drawer. So, you know, my future refrigerator, you just got to check out all the different appliances. If you appreciate those things, let me know. I had a good laugh at myself realizing that I am at that age now. The kids played and played, and I cooked and cooked, and we all laughed and laughed. And it was, that's the perfect vacation these days for a big family. Although our Airbnb pretty much had it all, we did venture out a couple times. We went and got coffee for my sister's birthday one morning, and then we also made it to Branson, Missouri for a little bit of fun. We took our kids to the big aquarium there, and they loved it, of course. I think my favorite part was watching my kids' reactions. They had so much fun on our little day out. There was a lot of neat things to do at the aquarium and also throughout town. We, of course, had to do go-karts before leaving Branson, too. And while I will so miss that hot tub at sunset, it is good to be back home. It's good to be in our own beds, to make our own food, to have our own organization around the house. Vacation home was very comfortable, but there's always those little things that are organized differently than how you do it at home, and you just come to appreciate how your home is set up and how customized it is for you and your family. And so I always appreciate that even more when I come home. You know, we live on a small farm and it's really hard to get away. Growing up, I grew up on a farm too, and we didn't hardly ever vacation, but we always made it a point to get away for maybe a quick weekend like we did this time. And I'm just finding that that is so important, to be able to step away for a couple days to really appreciate home when you come back to it. Clouds are moving in a little bit this morning, and as you saw there, it's starting to drizzle some rain, so we're just, crossing our fingers and sending up a few prayers that we will get a little bit of rain as I am working throughout the house this morning. I'm going to keep the laundry going throughout the day. Going past my one load a day rule, we're going to knock out a few today so that we can get things just reset and put everyone's clothes back and put away all of the backpacks and the suitcases from our trip. We also left a little bit of a mess on the dining room table before our trip. I did a grocery pickup order of a bunch of school supplies that we need, and I just wanted to have it all here and ready to go, and that was one thing I could mark off my list before vacation, maybe so I could relax a little bit. So I put it all in that tub, and I'm planning on going through that next week before we get the official kickoff to school going around here. And I also have my home basket in a little bit of a shamble mess here. And I promise I do see your comments about wanting more videos on this home basket and our paper clutter system. So I'm going to share that with you guys this fall. Just stay tuned. I promise you that will happen. I'm just trying to get a little bit of extra time to put some printables together. My son decided to take apart his entire binder full of baseball and basketball cards for some reason, so they're just all over the place. So we are just going to do a quick little clutter cleanup and finally clean off this dining room table and refresh it a little bit. Now, this is the kind of homemaking you find yourself doing every single day. It seems like just clean off the tables and get rid of the clutter. But the things that I love to take a little bit of extra time for are those sweet things, like putting flowers on the table. They're almost like a gift to yourself, really. I don't know if my kids, I'm sure they notice, but they don't fully appreciate it as much as my husband and I do. So taking the time to just walk out to the garden, maybe have a quiet moment while the baby's asleep and cut in my zinnia patch here. It just sets the tone and shows my home a little bit of extra love. And I think that's what makes home sweet home. Just making time for those extra touches to create beauty in your home or do something that you love. Maybe it's not flowers for you. I totally get that. But maybe it's sitting down at your sewing machine and making a new curtain or something that just takes a little bit of extra time and effort, but it's almost like a gift to yourself and it makes your home feel that much more special. I am always so amazed at how quickly our kitchen can get out of control as soon as we're back here for a few meals. So I wanted to get a hold of this again. We definitely didn't leave it like this. It just already exploded since we've been home. So I ran the dishwasher and I want to put a few things away there. And while we're working, I thought we'd just talk a little bit more about putting some love into your home, because our home sweet home here didn't happen overnight for sure. We've been working really hard at this home for almost 10 years now. And when I think about it like that, I think of the little choices we make every day, or the things that we create for our home, or the furnishings that we buy for our home. We have the ability to be really thoughtful about those things and to put hard work into it, but to realize it's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to take time to really mold our homes into a place where we want to be. It could be something as little as I waited a couple years to find the perfect hutch for our living room, but now that it's there, I love it, and it was so worth the wait. And I think about the little systems I've created throughout my home that make things run more smoothly and they're more organized, and I can always find what I need, and my kids know where things are. Those things make your home feel like home. So whether it's something you're spending money on or something that's just part of your daily routine, all of those things are valuable in creating a space that you love and a place that you call home. Now, to give my home a little bit of extra love, I bought a new floor cleaner and mopped my floors, which were in much need. They were super sticky, and it was just time to really dive in and make things feel fresh and new. Now that that work is done, I probably won't get anything done the rest of the day because little baby girl has started to share her giggles with us, and it is just so amazing. I love baby giggles. I think it's the greatest sound in the world. And I find laundry is that much sweeter when there's little baby onesies in it too. I feel like she's already growing so fast though. I look at my oldest son's laundry and sometimes it's as big as mine. And I just think, wow, time goes so fast. So I'm just trying to soak all of that in. And currently out my window, I hear a bunch of cows running around. So I thought I would get some footage of my husband, who decided to have an impromptu solo cattle drive over here across the road. Our cows are used to it though, so he often will move them. We do rotational grazing, and so they move on their own pretty well. They know where to go into the next paddock. But oftentimes we do it as a family, and we kind of spread out along the road to make sure that they don't go down the road or anything. But he decided to do it on his own this evening, and I thought it was kind of funny because they weren't all cooperating as well as they were supposed to. They usually all go in one big group, but as you can see, he's shaking his head because it didn't quite go as smoothly as he had hoped. But it all worked out fine. They all went in. So I would just thought I would take this segue to update you on some of the things happening around the farm. We're still feeling very fortunate that it is now August and we still have green grass. That is always a miracle in and of itself. Last year, that definitely wasn't the case. So we are very thankful for all of the hay baling that is going on this year. You can see in this video, my husband is mowing down the hay here. And then in our garden, we are still getting an abundance of tomatoes and peppers. I actually sent this batch with my mother-in-law because it was ready at the wrong time right before vacation. So I was very thankful that she was ready to process some of that for us. So hope to get one more harvest at least out of our tomatoes and peppers. So stay tuned if you want to see some more of that. We also planted pumpkins, which I am probably just the most excited about. I absolutely love fall and I'm excited for all of those things too. Thank you so much for joining me today while we made our home sweet home. I hope you leave here feeling inspired, and I sure hope to see you back here again very soon.